On October 17, 2025, 29-year-old chess grandmaster Daniel Naroditsky tells his 500,000 YouTube subscribers, "You thought I was gone forever, but I'm actually back and better than ever." 2 days later, he's found unresponsive on his couch in Charlotte, North Carolina. This is the story of a boy who fell in love with the game of chess at an early age of 6 and spent every day of his life sharing that game with the world, until the day the chess community lost one of its brightest lights. But this Daniel Naroditsky story isn't going to be about regrets or foul plays. It will be about what happens when genius is mixed with kindness, when a child prodigy becomes a teacher for millions, and when the pressure of perfection collides with accusations that shake someone to their core. Because the truth about Daniel isn't found in how he died, it's found in how he lived. Thanks for clicking on this video, and please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay updated with our latest videos. Also, drop a comment sharing where you're watching from. Let's see which country has the most viewers. Daniel Aaron Naroditsky was born on November 9, 1995, in San Mateo, California. His parents, Vladimir and Lena Schumann, were Jewish immigrants from the Soviet Union, his father from Ukraine, his mother from Azerbaijan. They brought with them the traditions of Soviet chess culture, where the game wasn't just a pastime, but an art form, a science, and a path to excellence. The Naroditsky household spoke both Russian and English. Daniel grew up bilingual, moving seamlessly between two worlds, two languages, and two cultures. His older brother Alan was his first playmate, his first rival, and first friend. They were inseparable, sharing everything from basketball games — both were passionate Golden State Warriors fans — to endless inside jokes and puns that would become Daniel's trademark years later. Chess entered Daniel's life at age 6, but not in the dramatic way people might imagine. There was no moment of divine inspiration, no instant recognition of genius. At a birthday party, Alan brought board games to entertain the children. Their father, Vladimir, taught both boys how to play chess that day. Years later, Daniel would tell the New York Times the truth that most prodigies wouldn't admit. "I think a lot of people want to imagine that it was love at first sight, and that my brother couldn't pull me away from the chessboard," he said. It was more of a gradual process, where chess slowly entered the battery of stuff we did to pass the time. A lot of my best memories are just doing stuff with my brother. This honesty, this refusal to mythologize his own journey, would become characteristic of Daniel. Throughout his life, he never pretended to be something he wasn't, never embellished his story for dramatic effect, and remained grounded even as his talent became undeniable. Vladimir Naroditsky recognized something in his younger son. Multiple coaches soon noticed it too. Daniel had an extraordinary attention span for a child, an unusual seriousness, and a memory that seemed to absorb chess positions like a sponge. He often held the #1 rank for his age group, according to the United States Chess Federation. In 2007, at just 11 years old, Daniel traveled to Antalya, Turkey, for the World Youth Chess Championship. He competed in the under-12 section against the best young players from around the globe. When the dust settled after 11 grueling rounds, Daniel had scored 9.5 points out of 11, tying with Ilya Nizhnik and winning the gold medal on tiebreaks. The achievement earned him the title of Fédération Internationale des Échecs, FIDE Master. He was now officially recognized by the International Chess Federation as a player of exceptional skill. At the time, he was a member of the Mechanics' Institute Chess Club, one of the oldest chess clubs in America. The win also made him the youngest player ever to claim the Northern California K-12 Chess Championship. But Daniel's parents didn't push him into full-time chess. He attended Crystal Springs Uplands School in Hillsborough, California, living the life of a relatively normal teenager who just happened to be extraordinarily good at chess. He maintained friendships, developed interests beyond the board, and began to show another talent that would shape his future, which was writing. In February 2010, 14-year-old Daniel Naroditsky did something almost unheard of. New in chess, he published his first book titled Mastering Positional Chess: Practical Lessons of a Junior World Champion. At 14 years and 3 months old, he became one of the youngest published chess authors in history. The book wasn't a gimmick or a ghost-written novelty. Daniel had actually begun writing it when he was just 10 years old. It was a serious, sophisticated work that received rave reviews from grandmasters and coaches. The book demonstrated not just Daniel's understanding of chess, but his ability to communicate complex ideas clearly and engagingly. Fabiano Caruana, who would later become world number 2 and one of Daniel's colleagues and friends, remembered being shocked when he heard about it. "I was about 17 at that point," Caruana recalled years later. "It was mind-boggling for me to hear that a 14-year-old would write a strategy book. Not only that, but it was getting raving reviews. It just shows how much talent Daniel had in so many different avenues of life, one of them being the literary way." The book's success came at a crucial time in Daniel's development as a player. In 2010, he scored 7.5 points out of 9 at the US Open, sharing second place with Alexander Shabalov, Varujan Akobian, and Julio Sedora. This result qualified him for the 2011 US Championship, the most prestigious chess event in America. In February 2011, just 15 years old, Daniel was awarded the title of International Master. He competed in the US Championships in 2011 and 2012, playing against the absolute elite of American chess. He was learning, growing, absorbing lessons from every game. If you've ever had a teacher who made something complex feel simple, who made you believe you could do something you thought was impossible, like this video, subscribe and drop a comment sharing their name. Daniel did that for hundreds of thousands of people. Who did it for you? 2013 was a breakthrough year for Daniel. He won the US Junior Championship with a score of 6.5 points out of 9, finishing ahead of Samuel Sevian and Luke Harmon Velati. The victory qualified him for the 2014 US Championship. But more importantly, 2013 was the year Daniel earned his Grandmaster title. He achieved his first GM norm at the Banasque Open in July 2011. His second norm came at the 2013 Philadelphia Open, where he tied for first place with Fidel Corrales Jimenez. His final norm came at the 2013 Banasque Open. At 17 years old, officially awarded the GM title in 2013, Daniel Naroditsky had reached the pinnacle of chess achievement. He was now a Grandmaster, a title held by fewer than 2,000 people in the world at that time. He was one of the strongest chess players on the planet. Most prodigies might have stopped their education at this point, dedicating themselves full-time to chess. Daniel made a different choice. After taking a gap year to focus on tournaments, he enrolled at Stanford University and pursued a bachelor's degree in history. Stanford wasn't easy. It never is. Daniel was balancing one of the world's most demanding academic institutions with maintaining his chess career. He continued playing tournaments, maintaining his rating, and staying sharp. But he also immersed himself in history, developing a deep knowledge that went far beyond chess history. His friends from this period remember Daniel as someone who was always reading, always curious, and always eager to learn. He didn't just study the required material. He devoured books on topics that interested him. His vocabulary expanded, his perspectives broadened, and his ability to communicate became even more sophisticated. This wasn't wasted time away from chess. Everything Daniel learned at Stanford would serve him later. His understanding of history gave him context for the great games and players of the past. His academic training taught him how to research thoroughly, think critically, and present information clearly. His liberal arts education made him a better chess teacher because he understood how to connect with students, how to build narratives, and how to make complex ideas accessible. He graduated in 2019 with his history degree. By this time, Daniel had played in the US Championship 5 times: 2011, 2014, 2015, 2017, and 2021. In the 2021 championship, he achieved something remarkable. He defeated Fabiano Caruana, who was rated 2,800 FIDE and ranked number 2 in the world. This wasn't luck. This was Daniel at his best, demonstrating that he could compete with absolute elite players. Caruana himself, when analyzing the game years later, couldn't find a single mistake in Daniel's play. It was a near-perfect game, a masterpiece of strategy and technique. Daniel was also excelling in faster time controls. In 2019, He tied for first place at the US Masters Championship. His blitz and bullet chess, the fastest forms of the game, were becoming legendary. By FIDE ratings, he was consistently ranked in the top 200 in classical chess, top 75 in rapid, and top 25 in blitz. In December 2024, Daniel achieved one of his greatest tournament results. At the World Blitz Chess Championship, he tied for first place in the Swiss portion with a score of 9.5 out of 13 and a performance rating of 2,749. He finished 9th on tiebreaks, narrowly missing the 8-player knockout stage, but the result proved he could compete with Magnus Carlsen, Hikaru Nakamura, and the absolute best blitz players in the world. In August 2025, just 2 months before his death, Daniel won the US National Blitz Championship with a perfect score of 14 out of 14. It was a dominant, commanding performance that showcased his incredible speed chess abilities. Online, Daniel was even more dominant. He played on chess.com under the handle Daniel Naroditsky and on Lichess under the handle Rebecca Harris. He frequently ranked at the top of both websites' leaderboards in blitz and bullet. His peak bullet rating on chess.com was 3,553. His peak bullet rating on Lichess was 3,326. These weren't just impressive numbers, they were superhuman. He regularly participated in the chess.com Bullet and Hyperbullet Championships. He finished third in the inaugural Bullet Championship in 2022, third again in 2024 and 2025. He was runner-up in the Hyperbullet Championship in both 2024 and 2025. He won 32 weekly Bullet Brawl arena tournaments on chess.com. Daniel had played approximately 140,000 games on chess.com alone, making him the 8th most active titled player on the platform. When you added his Lichess games, the number climbed even higher. He wasn't just good at chess, he loved playing chess. The joy of the game itself motivated him. But Daniel's greatest contribution to chess wasn't his tournament result or his online dominance. It was his teaching. In 2012, he published his second book, Mastering Complex Endgames. From 2014 to 2020, he wrote The Practical Endgame, a regular column in Chess Life magazine. In 2022, he wrote a series of 19 columns featuring interactive chess puzzles based on historical games for the New York Times. The New York Times didn't hire just anyone as their chess columnist. They chose Daniel because he had something special, the ability to make chess accessible, engaging, and beautiful for readers who might never play a serious game in their lives. His writing was clear, insightful, and infused with his love for the game. At the end of the game, both the king and the pawn go into the same box, Daniel told the Times, quoting an old chess proverb. It was his philosophy of chess and life, that despite all our striving, all our achievements, we're all equal in the end. What matters is how we play the game while it lasts. In 2020, Daniel moved to Charlotte, North Carolina. He became the Grandmaster in Residence at the Charlotte Chess Center, one of the fastest-growing chess clubs in America. He coached students privately, taught group classes, mentored young players, and helped build a thriving chess community. His students remember him as patient, encouraging, and genuinely excited about their progress. He didn't just teach moves and tactics, he taught them to love the game. He showed them that chess wasn't about memorizing lines or calculating variations. It was about creativity, imagination, and the joy of discovering something beautiful on the board. Hit the like button and subscribe if you believe the best measure of greatness isn't what you achieve, but what you help others achieve. Daniel could have focused only on his own career, but he chose to teach. That's rare. He gave everything to chess, his mother would later say. All I want is for people to remember him for that, for his heart. But it was online where Daniel truly reached the world. His YouTube channel and Twitch stream became phenomena. By the time of his death, he had 494,000 YouTube subscribers and 340,000 Twitch followers. His videos had generated 94.5 million views. What made Daniel's content special? Other grandmasters streamed. Other players made tutorials. But Daniel had a unique gift for explanation. He could play elite-level chess while simultaneously explaining his thought process in real time, making complex calculations comprehensible to players of all levels. His speedrun series, where he started with a low rating and climbed the ladder while explaining his strategy, became legendary. His Chess Mastery Explained videos broke down advanced concepts into understandable pieces. His stream highlights showcased not just great chess, but his humor, his warmth, and his genuine love for interacting with his community. Daniel was also a human thesaurus. He would casually drop words like mellifluous and gallimaufry while playing bullet chess with seconds on his clock. This wasn't showing off. It was just how Daniel spoke. He had a massive vocabulary and used it naturally, making his commentary both educational and entertaining. His puns were legendary. He would make wordplay references that connected literature, history, and chess. His commentary partner, Grandmaster Robert Hess, described him as brilliant in a way that was endearing and mesmerizing. Daniel became Chess.com's lead commentator in 2021. He commentated at major events, most frequently alongside Robert Hess. The two were called a commentary dream team. They had chemistry, mutual respect, and a shared passion for making chess entertaining and accessible. Daniel also coached for PogChamps, Chess.com's celebrity tournament. He created one of the most viewed chess clips in Twitch history when he taught Moist Critical an opening trap, and Moist Critical actually used it successfully against XQC during the tournament. The moment was hilarious, memorable, and perfectly captured Daniel's teaching philosophy that chess should always be fun. In July 2025, Daniel went viral for playing blindfolded bullet chess against Anna Kramnik. He wore a blindfold, called out his moves, listened to hers, and had another person move his pieces. He won multiple games, including one that took just 45 seconds. A clip of that victory generated millions of views on Instagram. This wasn't a trick or a gimmick. It was a demonstration of Daniel's extraordinary chess vision and memory. He could visualize the entire board in his mind, calculate variations without seeing the pieces, and play at world-class speed while blindfolded. It was one of the most impressive demonstrations of chess skill most people had ever seen. Daniel's life seemed perfect from the outside. He was successful, beloved, and doing exactly what he loved. But in October 2024, something began that would make him feel unhappy over his final year. Vladimir Kramnik, a Russian grandmaster who was world chess champion from 2000 to 2006, began publicly questioning Daniel's online chess results. Kramnik had, since 2023, been making accusations of cheating against numerous online chess players, often based on statistical analysis that many in the chess community found flawed or inconclusive. Daniel was not the first target. Kramnik had already accused Hikaru Nakamura, Jose Martinez, Hans Niemann, and many others. But Daniel became one of Kramnik's most persistent targets. The accusations continued for months, appearing in videos, social media posts, and online forums. For Daniel, this was devastating. Kramnik wasn't just any grandmaster. He was a former world champion, a legend of the game, someone Daniel had admired since childhood. There was even a photograph from Daniel's youth showing him with Kramnik at a tournament. Daniel tried everything to address the situation. He wrote a lengthy comment in Russian on one of Kramnik's YouTube videos, spending 8 hours crafting it with help from friends. He offered to discuss the matter respectfully on a podcast. He played matches with multiple cameras filming him from different angles. He even used 5 cameras during one match, showing every angle of his setup. Nothing worked. Kramnik continued the accusations. And something else happened that Daniel hadn't anticipated. The accusations spread. Other players, other voices in the chess community, began questioning him too. In chat rooms, on social media, during his streams, people would comment, "He's cheating, he's cheating, he's cheating." I looked over at the end of his YouTube chat and I was like almost in tears, Daniel said during a podcast with Fabiano Caruana and Christian Chirila in late 2024. Like every second comment was like, "He's cheating, he's cheating, he's cheating." I'm literally pushing a passed pawn forward to a promotion. And listen, I'm not owed anything by anybody. but it would have been nice if like 1 or 2 more people spoke out. The problem, as Daniel explained, was that Kramnik wasn't just making an accusation and moving on. It was relentless, continuous, never-ending. This has been going on for as long as it has been, and it's deeply frustrating to me, Daniel said. Not because it's me personally. If I depersonalize myself, it's a great shame. When the history of chess is going to be written, this will be a very dark chapter. Daniel described Kramnik's campaign as a sustained, evil, and absolutely unhinged attempt to destroy my life. He was direct. He is trying to ruin my life. He's trying to inflict emotional harm, physical harm on me. He knows exactly what he's doing. But Daniel never responded with attacks or cruelty. Even in his anger and pain, he tried to remain respectful, tried to offer dialogue, tried to resolve the situation like a chess problem by tackling it logically, methodically, and with dignity. The accusations created a terrible psychological trap. Daniel explained it in his final live stream on October 17th, 2025. The problem is, ever since the Kramnik stuff, I feel like if I start doing well, people assume the worst of intentions. Why did he suddenly start playing well off-stream? You know what I mean? Peter Giannatos, the founder of the Charlotte Chess Center, could be heard in the background trying to reassure him. Don't worry about anything. I love you so much. But Daniel couldn't escape the pressure. If he played well, people said he must be cheating. If he played poorly, it confirmed suspicions. If he played online, he was accused. If he didn't play, people wondered why. There was no way out. The emotional toll was immense. It was among the most difficult periods of my life, Daniel said. And I don't say that lightly. There were moments where I felt like my life was collapsing in front of me, like people are actually believing this. Hikaru Nakamura was one of the few prominent players who publicly defended Daniel. When push came to shove and my reputation was on the line, he went to bat for me, Daniel said. I really appreciated that, and I'm still very grateful to him for moving the needle. But many others stayed silent. Behind the scenes, some grandmasters watched with what Daniel called popcorn, enjoying the drama without helping. Some even expressed doubts about Daniel privately, questioning whether he might actually be cheating. This betrayal by the chess community, by people Daniel respected and admired, was perhaps more painful than Kramnik's accusations. To me, these top players are gods, Daniel explained. It would truly break my heart beyond repair if I knew that they would sit down at a virtual board in front of me, and even a scintilla of doubt would creep across their brains. Maybe he's not playing honestly. For Daniel, honor meant everything. His integrity as a chess player was the foundation of his identity. Chess was a game of complete transparency. Every move recorded, every game preserved. To be accused of cheating was to be accused of destroying everything chess represented. In the final months of his life, Daniel continued creating content. His last YouTube video, uploaded on October 17, 2025, was titled, "You Thought I Was Gone?" In it, he told his viewers he was back after taking a creative break. "You thought I was gone forever, but little do you know, I'm actually back, and better than ever," he said, smiling at the camera. "I've been sort of taking a kind of creative break, deciding future avenues of content." He played games, explained his moves, and interacted with chat. He seemed okay. Nobody watching would have known the pain he was carrying, the weight on his shoulders, the exhaustion of months of accusations and scrutiny. In the comments of that video, someone wrote, "Look after yourself, mate. There is so much love for you out in the world." Daniel liked the comment. It was one of his last public interactions. 2 days later, on the evening of October 19, 2025, Daniel's friends, Alexander Bortnik and Peter Giannatos, went to his home in Charlotte. They hadn't heard from him in about 24 hours. He wasn't answering messages or calls. They found him unresponsive on his couch. Emergency services were called. Medics arrived at approximately 7:11 p.m. They pronounced Daniel dead at the scene. He was 29 years old, 3 weeks away from his 30th birthday. The 911 call, later obtained by media, captured the moment. "I went and did a wellness check," the caller said, "and he's passed out on the couch, but he's not responsive." the Charlotte-Mecklenburg Police Department investigated the death as a possible suicide or overdose. No foul play was suspected. The case was listed as a death, suicide, overdose, sudden, natural death investigation. Toxicology results and a final determination would take weeks. On October 20th, 2025, the Charlotte Chess Center announced Daniel's death in a statement from his family. It is with great sadness that we share the unexpected passing of Daniel Naroditsky. Daniel was a talented chess player, commentator, and educator, and a cherished member of the chess community, admired and respected by fans and players around the world. He was also a loving son and brother, and a loyal friend to many. The statement asked for privacy, but made one request. Let us remember Daniel for his passion and love for the game of chess, and for the joy and inspiration he brought to us all every day. The chess world reacted with shock and grief. The 2025 United States Chess Championship, taking place in St. Louis, began its October 20th round with a moment of silence. Players stood at their boards, heads bowed, honoring one of their own. Grandmaster Levan Aronian, visibly emotional after his game, said, "It's heartbreaking. I knew Danya quite well, and I can say he was always a good friend and a nice guy." Hikaru Nakamura streamed that afternoon, struggling to maintain composure. He loved streaming, and he loved trying to be educational. The chess world is very grateful for him, just someone who tried to do what he could for chess. I'm a bit of a mess, obviously. Alexander Bortnik, who found Daniel's body, posted an emotional video. He was a very talented chess player, but more, he was a very good guy, very kind guy. He was a good friend. Bortnik revealed that the last words he said to Daniel were, "Danya, don't worry about anything. I love you so much." He added, "I'm happy my last words were supportive." Robert Hess, Daniel's commentary partner and close friend, wrote a heartbreaking tribute. "I have seen the outpouring of love for a man who was so humble that he would, incorrectly, say he's undeserving of it. My eyes are welling as I watch one of his favorite comedic sketches, and I can hear his laughter at the thought of me using social media." Hess described Daniel as brilliant in a way that was endearing and mesmerizing. He was a human thesaurus who casually dropped words like mellifluous and gallimaufry, all while playing elite tactical chess with seconds on his clock. He still always found time to help his audiences discover the hidden treasures of a position, a dedicated coach to all who sought to improve. Hess revealed that Daniel had been at his wedding just 2 months earlier. "We had so many plans ranging from tournament coverage to video series. We had so many more memories to make. Please save a headset for me and my friend. I'll prepare some puns." Daniel's older brother Alan released a statement. "To the world, Daniel is the chess grandmaster, passionate commentator, and the gifted educator who we know and love. To me, he is all of those things, but he will always be Danya, my little brother." Alan described their childhood. "As children, we were inseparable. We shared a passion for the Golden State Warriors basketball team, as well as trading puns and our massive repertoire of inside jokes. He was my best friend, and one of the best human beings I have ever known." Benjamin Bach, a Dutch grandmaster who knew Daniel since the 2007 World Youth Championship, wrote, "I still can't believe it, and don't want to believe it. It was always a privilege to play, train, and commentate with Danya, but above all, to call him my friend." 5-time world champion Viswanathan Anand called Daniel an excellent chess commentator and educator, and a genuinely nice person. Alireza Firozia, one of the world's top players, revealed that Daniel had been his coach. "Words can't describe how heartbreaking the passing of my coach, Daniel Naroditsky, is. Just a few days before the Grand Swiss tournament in Uzbekistan, which took place a little more than a month ago, I asked him to coach and accompany me." Indian Grandmaster Nihal Sarin spoke out forcefully about Kramnik's role. The relentless, baseless accusations and public interrogations he faced in recent months caused him immense pressure and pain. "This has to stop. When respected figures spread unfounded allegations without accountability, real lives are destroyed." Daniel's smile faded after the attacks began. "We all saw it." Nihal, who had played thousands of online games against Daniel and was one of the last people to play him, said, "He told me he was under immense stress due to a lot of baseless accusations headed by Kramnik." Unfortunately, quite a few others also seemed to have joined in. I can totally imagine the pain he was going through, and it has been going on for a very long time. Nemo Joe, a Canadian chess grandmaster and content creator, called for action. In watching the clip of Daniel's last stream and hearing the pain in his voice, how deeply the baseless accusations affected him, I am left so mad at what we all allowed to happen right in front of us. It's time to stop worrying about the backlash. Like, share, and subscribe if you believe stories like Daniel's matter, not just the tragedy, but the life, the impact, and the legacy he left behind. We need to remember the teachers, the kind voices, and the people who made their field better just by being in it. The International Chess Federation, FIDE, announced it would investigate Kramnik's conduct. FIDE President Arkady Dvorkovich said all relevant public statements made by Kramnik would be referred to the Ethics and Disciplinary Commission. Depending on the circumstances and the findings, there is a broad array of possible sanctions, from financial penalties to a ban, a spokesperson said. By October 27th, an online petition calling for FIDE to ban Kramnik had reached over 40,000 signatures. Magnus Carlsen and other top players condemned Kramnik's behavior. Kramnik himself posted on social media after Daniel's death, referring to it as a tragedy, but denying making personal attacks. In one post, he wrote cryptically, "Don't do drugs." He also suggested in interviews that he bore no responsibility and that he had been trying to help Daniel by raising concerns about his behavior. These statements only intensified anger in the chess community. Many felt Kramnik was attempting to deflect blame, while continuing to imply negative things about Daniel even after his death. Daniel's funeral was held in the San Francisco Bay Area, where he had grown up. Family, friends, and members of the chess community gathered to say goodbye. Hikaru Nakamura traveled there to attend. So did many others who wanted to honor Daniel's memory. FIDE announced it would establish a special award in Daniel's name and create a prize recognizing contributions as a player, teacher, and commentator. The Charlotte Chess Center, Daniel's home for his final 5 years, became a memorial site. Students left flowers, chess sets, handwritten notes. They shared stories of how Daniel had taught them, encouraged them, made them believe they could improve. One student wrote, "Without people like him, I probably would have quit chess at 17 and never touched it again." Another wrote, "He explained things in his YouTube videos so that everyone could understand. He made an impact on thousands of people around the world." Daniel's mother spoke through the pain she felt. Chess was Daniel's life. It was his purpose, his joy, and his way of giving back to others. But when people questioned his honesty, when they took that away from him, it broke something inside him. His legacy, however, extends far beyond the controversy of his final year. Daniel Naroditsky introduced hundreds of thousands of people to chess. He taught them not just how to play, but how to think, how to analyze, how to find beauty in complexity. His videos will remain online, teaching new generations. His books will continue to instruct aspiring players. His games, nearly perfect masterpieces like his victory over Fabiano Caruana, will be studied and admired. But perhaps most importantly, Daniel showed that excellence and kindness could coexist. That genius didn't require cruelty. That teaching was just as noble as winning. That making chess accessible to everyone was worth dedicating a life to. Fabiano Caruana, analyzing Daniel's game against Dmitry Yakovenko from the 2015 World Team Championship, couldn't find a single inaccuracy. "It was a perfect game," he said. "About as close to 100% accuracy as you can get. A pure strategic masterpiece." That game represented everything Daniel was: patient, thoughtful, precise, and beautiful. He didn't win through brute force or intimidation. He won through understanding, through seeing patterns others missed, through making chess look like art. In the weeks after Daniel's death, thousands more tributes poured in from people who had never met him, but felt they knew him. They watched his streams late at night when they couldn't sleep. They learned chess from his tutorials. They heard his voice explaining complicated positions, making them understandable, making them beautiful. "He taught me more than chess," one viewer wrote. "He taught me empathy. He taught me patience. He taught me that you can be brilliant and kind at the same time." Another wrote, "I'll never forget the way he would get excited about a particularly elegant move, even if his opponent played it against him. He just loved beautiful chess, no matter who was playing it." The recurring theme in thousands of messages was the same. Daniel made chess human. He made it warm. He made it accessible. He never talked down to beginners, never mocked people for mistakes, never made anyone feel stupid for not understanding. He built a community based on learning and joy, not competition and ego. His stream was a place where people felt welcome, where asking questions was encouraged, where progress was celebrated, no matter how small. One of the most poignant tributes came from a viewer who wrote, "I'm a 45-year-old man who learned chess from Danya during the pandemic. I was alone, isolated, scared. His streams gave me something to look forward to. His voice was calming. His teaching gave me something to focus on. He literally helped me survive that time. I'll never forget that." Stories like this, yes, and there were thousands, revealed Daniel's true impact. He wasn't just a chess player or a streamer. He was a teacher who reached people when they needed help, who gave them something to care about, who made them feel less alone. Daniel's death also sparked important conversations about mental health in competitive gaming and chess, about the pressure players face, about the responsibility that comes with platforms and accusations, about the real human cost of online harassment and public campaigns. The chess world began to examine itself. How could a community that prides itself on logic and reason allow someone to be harassed for months without intervention? How could so many people stay silent while watching another human being suffer? What responsibility did platforms, organizations, and individuals have to protect players? These questions don't have easy answers, but they're necessary questions. Daniel's death wasn't just a tragedy, it was a wake-up call. Daniel Naroditsky showed what it means to love something purely. He loved chess not for fame or money, though he achieved both. He loved it because it was beautiful, because it was infinite in its complexity, because every game was a new story, every position a new puzzle, every victory a new discovery. "At the end of the game, both the king and the pawn go into the same box," Daniel said, quoting the old proverb. In chess, as in life, we're all equal when the game ends. What matters is how we play. Daniel Naroditsky played beautifully. He played with honor. He played with joy. And when the game ended far too soon, he left behind a legacy that will endure as long as people sit across from each other at a chessboard and try to find the best move. Like, subscribe, and comment, "We love you, Daniel." If his story reminds you of the reason why we celebrate teachers, creators, and people who share their gifts with the world, Daniel's legacy lives in everyone he taught.
I want to thank you for watching this story to the end. If you enjoyed this story, you're going to love what's coming next. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell for instant updates on our latest videos. See you in the next one.